In this video, you're going to discover the secret to learning songs as quickly as possible and with as little effort as possible. Hi, I'm Luke from Become a Bassist, and if you want to be able to learn a ton of songs really quickly, check this video out. Back when I was starting to get serious about playing bass, I got a call from a band in the town I lived who asked me if I could fill in for their bass player. Little 16 or 17-year-old me was super excited. I'm pretty sure I said yes instantly. So they gave me the details of the gig, but then they sent me through their song list. It was massive to me. It was like something like 80 or 70 songs. And I knew a few of them already, but that still left me with just 5 days to learn 65 or 75 songs. For that whole time, I dedicated just about everything I had to learning these songs. I listened to them as closely as I could. I pulled up dodgy, inaccurate tab sites. This was before song tutorials on YouTube were so common. And after about 5 full days of stressing myself out and a book of charts that I'd made, I finally made it to the gig and I kind of barely scraped by. It took everything I had to get it together, and even then, I made some pretty serious mistakes. However, if I were to do the same thing again, I would do it completely differently and it would take me just a fraction of the time. You see, there was a problem with the way I was approaching learning the songs that slowed me down, confused me, and was ultimately the source of a ton of frustration. So what was it? Well, I was learning songs by trying to remember the exact sequence of every single individual note as it appeared on the recording or the dodgy tab sites. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, that's how you learn songs. You learn the right notes and put them in the right order. But there is a much better way that I want to share with you called the number system. Now, this number system, sometimes called the Nashville number system, is the perfect way to learn songs. Now, why? It's for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's not tied to any specific key. That means you can learn one song one way and automatically know it in whatever key you want. I wish I'd known this when I was preparing for that first gig, because surprise, surprise, some of the songs that band played weren't in the original keys. I had to slip around my bass and stumble across some notes until I found some that didn't totally suck. Reason number two the number system is so good is that once you start to use it, you'll start hearing music in terms of numbers. That means you'll start to see all the patterns and repeating chord progressions across all different songs and all different styles of music. You'll start to think in much bigger chunks rather than individual notes. You'll start to say to yourself, the verse is just 1 to 4 and the choruses are 6, 4, 1, 5. This is infinitely more useful than saying the verse is C to F and the choruses are A, F, C, G. If you ever change the key, which happens a lot, you would now have to learn a completely brand new sequence of notes. With the number system though, it's already taken care of. So how does it work? Well, it's actually pretty easy. It's all based on the major scale. Every note in the scale is given a number from 1 to 7. So in the key of C, you'd have this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 8 is the same as 1. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Pretty straightforward, right? If we're playing a song in the key of C major and you come up against a C chord, then that's a 1 chord. Any D chord would be a 2, E3, F4, G5, A6, B7, and then of course C is back to a 1 again. So now that we have that, we can convert any song into numbers. So if our chord progression was C, F, D minor, G, then we can convert that into numbers. 1, 4, 2, 5. Yeah? Makes sense. The real magic happens though when you want to change the key of something. Instead of learning an entirely new set of notes like an inexperienced bass player would, you're going to take that same sequence and just move it to the new key. So let's say we want to shift to the key of A flat major, so that's starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. We can take the same sequence, that 1, 4, 2, 5, and plug it straight into this new key. 1, 4, 2, 5. We end up with A flat, D flat, B flat minor, E flat. So we've just played the same thing in a new key with barely any effort. So now if you ever need to learn a song, you don't have to learn every individual note. You only have to learn the formula for that song, and if you ever need to change the key, you've already got the formula in your mind. Like I said before, once you start to do this a lot, you'll start to see so many songs with really similar or the exact same chord structures. Then you start to think in bigger chunks of chord sequences rather than individual numbers within the sequence. I'm telling you, this might be the most useful concept when it comes to learning new material. It can be a total game changer. Now, if you want to understand the whole number system, then check out my ultimate guide to the modes for bass by clicking the first link in the description. In there, you'll learn exactly how the number system works in much greater detail than we've gone into just now, but it's also in simple, easy to understand terms. It's all free, so check it out. Right now though, I want to go one step further and show you exactly how the number system would work in the real world. So let's head over to my computer right here and I'll walk you through how to learn a song in minutes rather than hours or days using this number system. Alright, so here we are, just at the computer. Let's just talk through how to learn a song using the number system. I've got a gig on Saturday and the singer sent through a list of songs. I knew the majority of them, but there was this one that I didn't know. I know I've heard this song before, but I'm not sure. I can't remember which one it is. It's John Mayer's Perfectly Lonely. I know I've heard the album, so I know I've heard the song, but I can't remember what this one sounds like at all. I wasn't really super into the album. It was cool, but eh. Alright, so first thing I do, I'm not even going to touch my bass. I'm going to leave it completely off, and I'm just going to listen. So all we do, start playing the track. Oh. Okay, I remember this song now, sort of. Okay, so that whole first intro, the root is, I'm not sure what that note is. Actually, let's find out. Okay, so it's a C. So this song is in C, so this is our root. And I know this because I've done this a lot, and I've kind of developed my ear to the point where I can recognize roots and things like that. But this is the kind of basic idea. So all I'm going to do right now is just try and figure out the roots of all the chords. So if we go back to the start, that's a 4, that's a 2, 5. So it's 1, 4, 2, 5 for the intro. And by the way, if I'm doing this and not explaining anything, I'll just kind of listen the whole way through, maybe make a couple of mental notes, maybe make some actual notes, but a lot of time you can go through the whole song and just, figure it out as it's playing. A lot of times if I'm in a hurry, I'll actually kind of speed the track up, especially if it's a very simple song, and I'll just kind of go through as fast as I can. So let's just keep going. Alright, so this is coming up to the verse. 1 to 4 again in the verse. That's a 2 chord again. 5 again. So we've got. Most things are going to be in 4 or 8 bar phrases as well, so you can kind of anticipate changes. So I kind of thought it might be going somewhere else, but it kind of did the same thing again. So I guess this is still a verse, my guess. Something's going to change here though, right? Chorus. Same progression so far. 2, 5. Oh, okay, we've got a 3 here. To 6, 2, 5. Okay, so this is perfect. We've got a little bit of variation in the chorus. I was hoping this isn't going to be just a 4 chord banger the whole way through, because that'd be very boring for you. So let's try and find. Is this the chorus here? So we've got 4, 2, 5, and then 3 here. Yep. Okay, then we go back to the intro kind of lick thing. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. The other thing to notice is that with a lot of songs, especially ones like this, they follow a relatively fixed structure. So this one we had an intro, had a verse, No pre-chorus. That's sometimes an option note, and then straight into a chorus. So what you usually expect to see with this song, with these kind of songs, is if there's an intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. After the second chorus, there's some kind of bridge, and then after that, it might be like a breakdown, or it might go into like a chill verse, or it might just go choruses all the way out. More modern songs will put, if they have like a featured artist, like a guest rapper, they'll put that as a bridge, and then choruses out all the way. We'll see if this follows the same formula, but it's a very, very useful formula to know because it lets you kind of anticipate changes in advance, almost like you can see into the future. But it's just a formula. You can just know the formula and then you're good to go. So let's go from this second verse. That's kind of like an intro reprise, which is kind of cool. But here we've got another verse. Is this going to be a short verse? No. Regular verse. I guess you could, this where he goes like up high, goes to the ooh, all those ones. I guess you could call that a pre-chorus, but it's the exact same thing as a verse. So I'm just going to think about it as being the same as a verse. If you wanted to think about it as a pre-chorus, that's totally fine. Oh, okay, so we've got a bit of variation here. So in the second verse, we're getting the 3 and the 6 chord instead of the 1 to the 4 chord, just like we had in the first chorus, but we're getting in the kind of end of the verse. So that's kind of cool. That's have a little mental note. So when the gig comes around, I don't mess that up. And the 3 here. No, that's not anticipated. There should be a chorus here. Yep. Three here. Yep. Now we're expecting some kind of bridge here, maybe a solo. Okay. So we've got a bridge here, just like we expected, just part of that formula. Verse, chorus, bridge. So it sounds like we're going to the 6 here. Yep, so we're going straight to the 6. 3, 4, 5. Then hits. Oh, okay. That's a really cool bridge. I kind of like that. Now that I've learned this song, I kind of have a bit more appreciation for it. That's a cool bridge. All right, so we've got 6. They're kind of like going to the relative minor in the bridge, kind of like different mood. And then we go down to the 3, 4, 5. The second time round though, we go 6 down to the 5. The 3. I'm thinking in the wrong key. Then up to the 4, and then instead of going to the 5, we go to the 4, but as a minor chord. And then we go back to whatever happens after. I didn't really get that far. So. Here's the 4 minor, the F minor. Then we're back into the verse progression. Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of a double-barreled kind of breakdown bridge. So we've got the actual bridge, and then we've got an instrumental solo. So that's kind of cool. There's a couple of chords in here that don't feel as good as they should. I wonder if that's actually that 3 chord that I was playing in the bridge. It might actually be a 1 chord with a 3 in the bass. So it might actually be an inversion. But the bass is definitely playing that E, so it should be fine either way. But then after that. Back into a chorus. It'll be choruses out, I'm betting. 3 chord here to the 6. 2 chord. Okay, so big chorus, extra layers, 3 chord? No, okay, so we don't go to 3 chord on the kind of choruses out. Sounds like it's going to fade out. Yep. Pardon me, F chord. Okay, so obviously on the gig we won't be fading out. But this is basically, I've got the kind of main skeleton of the song now. The main crux of it is 1, 4, 2, 5. The bridge goes to, the chorus has that little 3 chord in there, going to the 6 in the kind of second half, which also happens again at the very last part of the second verse. Then we've got the bridge happens, we've got the 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, and then 4 is a minor. Then the chorus, the guitar solo over the chorus chords, then one regular chorus with the 3 chord, going to the 6 chord, and then the chorus is out and just stay 1, 4, 2, 5. That's it. And then, by the way, if I wanted to change the key, I'm not sure what key they want to actually do this, because I know the guitarist I'm playing with on this gig on Saturday, he usually tunes his whole guitar down a half step. So this song might actually end up being in the key of B rather than the key of C. And that'd be cool, that'd be fine, because now it's not tied to specific notes, it's tied to the formulas, it's tied to the numbers. It makes learning songs so super easy. How simple was that? Using this simple trick, you don't have to spend days learning songs. If I had to learn a massive set list again, like my first real gig, it wouldn't take me the whole week anymore. In fact, I could probably knock it out in a few hours. Plus, any songs that are in different keys than the original would be fine because the formula will tell us exactly what to play. We're no longer relying on individual notes. That's the power of thinking in numbers. If you want to get more in-depth into the number system, check out my ultimate guide to the modes for bass. You'll learn that every chord within a key gets converted into a number that can also be converted into a scale for each specific chord. When you know what they are and how to play them, you'll never wonder about what notes you should play over a specific chord. It's all right there laid out for you. No more confusion, no more stumbling over wrong notes. To get the guide, just click the link in the description, fill out the form, and I'll send you the 16-page guide straight to your inbox, 100% free. To recap really quickly though, you learned that in order to learn songs quickly and with minimal effort, you need to stop thinking in terms of individual notes and start thinking in terms of numbers and sequences of numbers. This lets you think in bigger chunks of music, which makes it quicker and easier to learn songs, but it also lets you change the key of a song at will, an incredibly useful skill to have. And you also saw how it worked in learning a real song as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate having you with me. Hopefully I'll see you in that ultimate guide as well. I'm Luke McIntosh from Become a Bassist, and I'll catch you really, really soon.